could have debated.
You said they tried it with just immigration and it didn't go through.
They tried it with just the border bill. Yes.
No, it wasn't
not part of the
not
part of Ukraine aid or anything.
More border crossings when the guys in charge weren't even judges. They were just random fucking customs officials. I'm supporting Trump because politics is downstream from culture. And there's a great book by Selena Zito called The Great Revolt. And what she discovered when she was so confused by everyone being against Obama, she assumed it was racism. And she discovered that the problem with Obama was this culture of shame and self-hatred, ethnomasochism, and disgust that the elites have for the average American. And that's what pissed them off about Obama. You know, he had the head of NASA going on tour talking about what Muslims did for mathematics instead of trying to get anything into space.
What's up, everyone? In this fiery debate, Gavin McInnes goes head-to-head with Destiny, exposing the woke narrative and calling out hypocrisy on immigration, American pride, and cultural decay. Gavin takes a stand for what he calls is a true pro-American culture, while Destiny pushes back, diminishing these issues as unserious. This is going to be a serious one, exciting one, so let's get into it.
Americans want to be proud again, because they should be. And Trump's culture is no more shame, meritocracy, we're the greatest country in the world. He basically wants to make America 1985 again, with jet skis and wet t-shirt contests and wraparound sunglasses. Back when we had a sense of humor and we were fun, before political correctness ruined our culture. So I'm for Trump because he's pro-American culture. And that is not Kamala. She is about shame.
Stephen, I'll ask you just to respond to Gavin, and I just want to point at one point that Gavin said. Gavin talked about political correctness. A lot of people on the right and a lot of people around America look at what's happening and they see the Democrat Party, as a party of political correctness. That does take away a bit from that's what they do talk about. They see, a lot of people do see the Democrat Party as the party of political correctness. What's your thoughts on that?
These are like unserious issues for unserious people. I like, if you spend all day on Twitter and you're obsessing over trans people, being in sports or whatever woke mind virus.
Destiny's arrogance here is on full display, reducing real concerns to unserious obsessions. And this is classic woke elitism, mocking issues that actually affect people's lives, and a slap in the face to middle America. Destiny here shows he's out of touch, lost in his own bubble of self-righteousness.
Whatever bullshit. I don't care about that. I care about the structure of a government. I care about the powers of the president. I care about our foreign policy. I care about our domestic issues. Like, these are the things that matter. And on every single level, Trump has failed in all of these things. So why would I? So I don't know. I'm not going to vote for some guy because he's less woke than the other person.
Being less woke links down to immigration. It links down to inflation. It is linked to foreign policy, all of that stuff. It's all the same.
Okay, sorry. Gavin's mom needed me for a second.
See, another reason that you don't exist in real life is the way you talk. If we were in person, you would be choked out right now.
Okay, if we were in person, you'd probably be drunk off your ass and get arrested and thrown in the tank, okay?
Stop. I would be arrested for assaulting you.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
That's why you talk the way you talk, because you live online.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
People say that, and then I see them in real life, and they're just these demure little submissive boys. So I don't know. Maybe. Listen, if you see me, you beat the shit out of me, okay? Knock yourself out.
You let men f you in the ass. You define submissive.
Do you think about that a lot, Gavin?
No, but you call me a cuck and say I'm submissive? It's insane.
What, you seem obsessed with talking about other men in their sex lives.
You brought it up. You called me a cuck, moron.
You started talking about my shit before. You literally started the conversation off calling me a cuck.
Yeah. You define culturally the fall of man. And the way you talk to me is proof of that.
Okay.
We need to close the borders. Every country is concerned about immigration. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. If you don't have an electoral process, you don't have a country. And we're doing real bad on both.
Why is it okay that Trump shut down the border bill that was in Congress?
Do you honestly support that border bill, or are you just kidding?
The Republicans supported it until Trump told them not to.
No, Trump told them not to. That doesn't mean they supported it.
They did.
That border bill wanted to process more illegals. I don't want that. You know how many people want to Eva Mendes? Millions. I don't want to facilitate that. Only one guy gets to Ryan Gosling. 3/4 of the world wants to come to America. The answer is no. I don't want to process them more. I also don't like that bill because it's got a bunch of bullshit earmarked for Ukraine and all kinds of other bullshit. It's just like their Inflation Reduction Act. It does the opposite of what it says it's going to do. That bill wasn't about closing the borders. It was about facilitating more illegals. They have never proposed anything rational about immigration. It's a very simple concept. It's called closing the borders. You want to get rid of who's here? It's called attrition. You fine employers for hiring illegals, and they all go back with their tails between their legs, like they regularly do when the economy is bad. So the solution to America's plight is largely closed borders. And that, by the way, goes back to what I was saying about cultural. If you're culturally against illegal immigration, that's the first step to having strong borders.
Cool.
And Destiny really hits him with the cool after he spent all that time making a strong point in a serious argument, which I was honestly curious to see how Destiny actually could react to this. This is, I guess, a common trait of him, so we'll see how he actually gets into it if he makes any valid points in rebuttal.
The U.S. Senate failed Thursday to advance a border security bill as both parties seek to hone their message on immigration policy in the run-up into November's elections. The Senate bill failed to advance on a 43-50 procedural vote. The chamber already rejected the measure as part of a broader foreign aid package earlier this year. When they tried it initially as part of a broader package, it failed. When they tried it on its own, it failed. So you fucking lied, okay?
No, tried it on its own is not on its own. That is a lie. It was not a cohesive, structured bill that was going to
That's great.
stop
Now you're changing.
immigration.
Yeah, now you're changing the argument. The reality is, if
No,
they didn't like it, they could have debated.
You said they tried it with just immigration and it didn't go
They
through.
tried it with just the border bill. Yes.
No, it wasn't
Not part
just
of the
border bill.
not part of
It was
Ukraine aid or anything.
facilitating more border crossings when the guys in charge weren't even judges. They were just random fucking customs officials who were going to stamp your passport and say, you're in.
Yeah, that's not how any of that works. That's literally not how any of that works. None of that works. Nothing you're saying is true. Literally nothing. Nothing you're saying is true.
They're not judges.
So at the end of the day, Stephen, why did Trump have much less border encounters than Biden?
Yeah, I wonder.
Well, I mean, for one, he had COVID. He had Title 42. He could literally shut down and reject people for asylum seeking using Title 42 because of.
No, it was way before COVID border crossings were down.
They weren't down that much from Obama. What do you mean? Look at the immigration stats.
12 million people crossed the border under Biden. That's as many as Ellis Island in its entirety. Its entire 85 years. We've had 12 million fucking illegals. And
they're not illegals also. They're people that are seeking asylum. That's not an illegal immigrant, but
the quality of immigrants we're getting these days is alarmingly bad. It's not destitute families looking for a job.
Gavin's stance on immigration is blunt, but makes a strong point about the changing dynamics at the border. When Destiny tries to deflect with asylum stats, it's clear he's missing the core of Gavin's argument. America needs stability and controlled borders, and Gavin got his pulse on what matters to Americans, while Destiny seems more invested in dismissing concerns as crying.
If we would have allocated more money to the border for asylum judges to make rulings on that, we'd be able to do border faster.
They weren't judges. You know they weren't judges.
Some of the funding was allowing for judges. Yes, some of the funding went towards judges.
I'm not allotting more money. Three-quarters
then
of the
don't
world
allot more money. Then have the system be backed up and have all the people in here on waiting for their court date and then sit here and bitch about it and do fucking nothing.
That's what I mean.
This is
about
all
how
Republicans do.
lived.
All conservatives do is they cry all day about everything and they don't fix anything. They've got no solutions. They just suggest pie in the sky shit that they know will never. I was like, oh, deport for 20 million people, and that's it. So that way they can just cry. You're permanent victims. You are a permanent victim. And you
honestly, this coming from Destiny is a bit crazy, since this is probably the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen him say. Not sure why he thinks he has the right to say that, or do the things, especially based off what we've seen in his past arguments. But we'll see where he goes with this.
You like being a victim, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's dreaming about getting ass. Okay, that's what you're obsessing with. You like to be a victim. You don't want to solve any problems. You want to sit there on your knees and you want to cry. You want to cry about it and not do anything about it. That's all you want to do. You're crying. You're right now. The immigrants are. You're crying like a little bitch.
No, that's not. You're mistaking anger for sadness. I'm not crying liberal tears. I'm having
you're crying conservative tears. They're a lot more
at you
delicious.
And other people who don't recognize the border problem.
Democrats said they try to pass a bill. You guys don't even think there's a border problem. That's why you're like,
garbage bill.
Let's keep.
Bill.
Then why not debate it? Then why not debate it in the Senate? Why not reform it? Why not do something different with it?
Because it was irrevocably bad. It was not a strong border bill.
It was a Republican bill. It was authored by Langford in the Senate. He's a Republican. The Republicans supported the exact same bill years earlier.
That are the opposite of what they purport to be. It's a scam, and people like you fall for it because you don't go outside.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a victim of propaganda because you just live on the internet. So we can chat GPT you into a fictional person. You're an AI bot.
Honestly, what he said here is pretty true. I won't lie, and also pretty funny. But that's where we're going to end off today's video. If you could, please give me a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Also, comment down below your opinion on whether or not you agree with a lot of the points made or disagree and why, so we can hear other people's stories. So hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll talk soon, guys. See ya.